Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR, the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about Ohio Patriot Education Network versus City of Columbus lawsuit. So, for those that don't know about this, as I mentioned about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or so, give or take, when the dumbass motherfuckers in the City of Columbus, specifically that piece of shit Mayor Andrew Ginther, along with Zach Klein and I believe her name was Shayla Favor, who were two of the city council members down there, announced that they were going to try to do some dumbass gun control here. I'm like, no, you're not. And we will sue the fuck out of you based on preemption. And yeah, that's where it's coming to be right now. So basically, what happened was, obviously, being a small grassroots organization like I am, I can't afford lawyers. And so I basically have contacted the AG's office because as of last night, uh, Attorney General Yost basically specifically stated that he was already filing an appeal in this whole case. And I tried to call his office a little bit ago here, but unfortunately, unless it's during work hours, which are like I think they said 9 to 6 or something like that, they don't pick up. They don't have a voicemail, which sucks. So I submitted an inquiry with the thing, and I said I was inquiring about the recent city level gun control that Columbus passed. I represent a small Second Amendment grassroots organization and would like to sue Columbus over this unconstitutional legislation, but lack the financial means to do so. I don't know if there's any help the state could provide with this, such as maybe perhaps a pro bono attorney for the lawsuit, or if Yost would want to bring the suit himself and needs plaintiffs directly affected by the bans. I am your man in this. So we'll see if they get back to me or not on this one. I'm hoping they do. Honestly, it'd be awesome to have where it's OPEN working with the AG's office and stuff like that to see the shit out of Columbus then, and make a name for ourselves that way is what it is, dude. Because honestly, it's a bunch of crap, dude. And the fact that you had a Franklin County judge who, most likely was just some leftard piece of shit or whatever the case be, just like that Zayas or fucking Jameson or whatever that were trying to run for our state Supreme Court here recently, that are all anti-gun, anti-life, etc., dude. Sitting there trying to block our fucking preemption law. And it's like, how the fuck, like, this is what I don't understand about any of these, like, activist kind of judges either, dude. Like, how the fuck are you gonna break a preemption law in a state by filing some bullshit injunction in the case, dude? Pretty sure that's unconstitutional. I'm pretty sure that should be a direct taking of your job at that point, because it's automatic termination at that point then, because you're directly breaking the oath that you swore to uphold the Constitution when you took office as a judge. You are also committing deprivation of rights or color of law at that point, because you have automatically um, begun to infringe on people's constitutional right to keep and bear arms, whether it be 30 round mags or more, whether it be being able to store a firearm how they choose to store a firearm in their homes, and not be affected by some dumbass retarded nonsense is what it is, dude. And on top of that, also is the fact that in doing that, with that judge also, depriving people of their constitutional rights, they're also misusing their position potentially for personal gain, or at least the gain of the city of Columbus is what it is, dude, because you're allowing a bunch of oath-breaking tyrants to commit tyranny against the people in this country, dude, and in the state of Ohio, within the city of Columbus is what it is, within Franklin County. So I really don't get it, man. Like, I don't understand how any of these motherfuckers are still in office after that. Like, how do we not have a law on the books at that point to where if you're going to do some stuff like that, you're gone, dude? Like, you are disbarred on the spot as a fucking judge. It's insane to me. It really is, honestly. And it pisses me the fuck off, honestly, is what it is, dude, because it's like you could easily have a better country right now if people abided by their damn oaths, is what it is. And when they're not doing that, they don't need to be in office anymore, dude. It's the same exact thing like with that piece of shit Matt Dolan that I've done several things and stuff here, dude. You have these politicians, what they're actually civil servants is what it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be serving us, the constituency. It's why we have voting rights in this country, because they're supposed to be serving we the people is what it is. And when they're sitting there and fucking off and, you know, going rogue and everything else like that and being like, no, I'm just going to push my own agenda kind of thing. It's like, nah, dude, like you're gone. You're gone. It's as simple as that, dude. You have no right to do anything here. You are done as a fucking judge. You are done as a political figure, et cetera, at that point, dude. You're out of power. You're in jail. And it's as simple as that. You never hold office again. You know? And that's exactly why deprivation of rights should be a felony right now, dude. Because when you're depriving, honestly, when you look at the city of Columbus, dude, it's like 1 million something people down there or more right now. So you're potentially depriving upwards of 1 million people of any right to keep and bear arms just because you don't like AR-15s, just because you don't like AK-47s, just because you want to bitch and moan and be all like, well, you know, we got that, they've got that Club Q attack the other day, yeah, now's the time to push this shit, even though how many people actually were in favor of this stuff? Oh, yeah, that's right, like fucking 6. Like fucking 6 people showed up to that stupid city council meeting, dude. And we're all like, yeah, you guys should totally pass this stuff. And then there was just as many people that submitted in legislation to the damn thing that were like, no, fuck you. Stop trying to take away our rights. So it's like, you know, how the hell are you going to have like 6 show up in person and then like 5 or 6 show, you know, sending legislation and stuff like that, and then be like, no, we totally agree that this is totally constitutional, even though it's totally not. It's like, bro, like seriously, fuck off, you know? And that's what I'm saying. And when you have people like Zach Klein, when you have people like Shayla Favor, when you have people like Andrew Ginther specifically stating that they're going to keep doing this shit until their feet are literally drug into a fucking fire and they are sued into the fucking ground away Supreme Court and stuff like that, that's what this needs to be right now, dude. And that's why I'm really hoping that AG Yost gets back to me and either he takes the case or has somebody in his office take the case or gives me some kind of pro bono lawyer here, because I want to sue these motherfuckers, dude. I want to be the person that sues them so hard that they never come back from this, dude. Because the thing is, it's not like Columbus has not been sued over this kind of shit before. It's not like Andrew Ginther himself has not been sued over this kind of stuff before, dude. Because they continually break state preemption over this kind of shit, dude. And they lose every single time. And yet they keep being allowed to hold office after these losses, dude. It's like, nah, bro. Attach their fucking job to the loss. You lose again, you lose your fucking job, motherfucker. It's deemed unconstitutional, your ass is gone, motherfucker. And it's as simple as that. And that's how it needs to be right now, dude. Seriously. It's like, get the fuck out, you oath-breaking tyrant sack of shit. We don't want you here. We don't need you here. You are the worst. Seriously, Ginther, you are the worst fucking mayor Columbus has ever seen, you asshole. And you directly, sir, have added to the fucking absolute insanity of that fucking city. The criminality of that fucking city, because you keep letting shitty fucking criminals, career fucking criminals, get right back out on the damn streets and keep committing fucking crimes again. Not one person, not one, has been prosecuted since 2020 for the fucking smashing of the State House windows that BLM and Antifa terrorists did that night, dude. Not one has been charged in the vandalism and the tens to hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars of damage that was done to the State House, to the State Supreme Court's area there, to the defacing of various statues in those places, etc., dude. Not one. And you are directly to blame for that, sir. Because that is on you, buddy. It is the city you are supposed to be running, and you are doing nothing to actually have law and order restored there is what it is. Because you're an ineffective little shit boy who doesn't give a fuck about the Constitution, who doesn't give a fuck about your oath to office, and just wants to fuck off and get a paycheck that is nothing more than stealing the tax money of the people of the state of Ohio, and specifically the citizenry of the city of Columbus is what it is. And I am personally sick and tired of it, man. I am sick and tired of this asshole walking around being all like, and this is why we need to address gun violence, and this is why we need to have gun violence be a public health emergency. No, this is why your ass needs to no longer be mayor of the fucking city, or any political power for that matter. And why you should have already been thrown in jail several years ago when you broke preemption back in like 2018, motherfucker. And it's the same thing with that bitch Nan Whaley, dude. She's done that shit too in the past 4 or 5 years now. When she was mayor of fucking Dayton. Same thing with that asshole, John Crenley, when he was fucking mayor of Cincinnati. He pulled some shit there too, is what it was, dude, in the last 5-6 years. And guess what? They were all soundly defeated because Ohio has preemption. And the fact that you had some shithead judge come out of the fucking woodwork in Franklin County, some leftist activist judge, be like, oh no, we're gonna make an injunction against the state's home rule, is what it is, which is what they call it, which is nothing more than breaking our preemption at that point, so that they can add in this fucking gun control at a city level, which does nothing to do anything to combat actual criminality and just criminalizes actual citizens, is what it is, dude. If they want to go after actual criminals, dude, it's not going to be some fucking criminal not properly storing their gun around kids at home. It's not going to be some fucking criminal having, oh, let's have a bunch of 30-plus round magazines and stuff. No, it's going to be the American people who get standard capacity magazines with their fucking AR-15s and their AK-47s, etc., dude. Or their SKSs, or whatever it is, dude. Their Mini 14s, all that stuff like that, dude. Well, technically, I think an SKS is only 10 rounds, but even still. Mini 14s, though, come with a fucking 30 round. Almost everything does at this point, dude. If you're going to buy an actual modern sporting rifle, almost all of them come with a 30 round mag. Unless it's like 22 or something like that, and then it's usually like 25 or so, give or take. But yeah, needless to say, if it's center fire, though, it's always 30 round mags, dude. And it's usually P mags, actually, is what they come with. But that's the entire point, though, is these people hate the Second Amendment. Andrew Ginther is a fucking shill for Michael Bloomberg. He has been for decades. I guarantee if there was an actual investigation open, this dude's entire campaign would be funded by Bloomberg money. And it's like, how in the fuck are you still in office after that? Speaking of that one, by the way, how the fuck is Charmaine McGuffey, who had direct ties to Moms Demand Action, how the fuck was she even allowed to run for Hamilton County Sheriff a few years back now? And how the fuck is she allowed to continue to hold that sheriff's office when she is directly advocating against the Second Amendment rights of the people of this state right now, dude? It is absolutely insane to me. It is absolutely insane to me how these fucking people are able to hold office after this, dude. And I believe I know the truth, honestly. It's because people are too lazy to do their fucking jobs, is what it is, dude. It's because you don't have state police arresting these fucking people for the crimes they're already committed at this point, dude. Yeah, pretty sure you're misusing your position as sheriff of Hamilton County if you're going to sit there and drive up to Columbus and fucking advocate for gun control or against stuff like constitutional carry, is what it is. Which Charmaine McGuffey has done both these things in the past like 3 to 4 years now, dude. And the same thing with that bastard Ginther, dude. He sent people from his office to go advocate on behalf of him in the fucking gun control hearings and against like constitutional carry and stuff like that. That's what it is, man. And it's like, bro, how are either one of these people still in office right now? It's absolutely insane to me. And this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why we need to bring the shoes against our asses right now, dude, because enough is enough of this shit. Enough is enough of allowing this tyranny to go on. And, you know, if the state can help you, let them help you. If it's going to be something where you can sue a fucking city in the state for being some leftist fucking Democrat-run hell pocket is what it is, let the state be the ones providing the lawyers, hopefully. And that's what I'm hoping with this suit right now, dude. I'm hoping that we can actually get this suit going, and I'm hoping that we can have potentially either AG Yost or someone from his office be our lawyer, is what it is, dude. And just get the ball rolling here, because I'm sick and tired of it, dude. And it might end up being something where I have to go find somebody that actually lives technically in the city of Columbus, because obviously with myself, it's a situation where, yeah, I have family that live down there and stuff. The issue is that none of them are gun owners in the city. And it would be an issue of myself when I go down there to visit them. I would have to basically be taking my own gun then and having to be like, oh, well, you know, technically I'm quote unquote breaking their rules here by having this kind of thing or whatever the case be, even though the actual, you know, legislation is not law, and nor should it be, because it's unconstitutional is what it is. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like there definitely needs to be multiple suits against this, is what it is, dude. And I think honestly, like, I believe it will get struck down eventually. It's just how long until that happens, and how many weeks from now is that going to be? You know, because obviously I believe it's going to be a new year when it's all said and done, and I think it's bullshit, dude. But even still, it's like even if that be the case, like I think we just need to take them on all fronts at this point, dude. File multiple lawsuits at this point, honestly, if you can. And I'm not saying just for us at this point. I'm saying anybody right now, dude. If you're in the state of Ohio, Buckeye Firearms, Ohio Gunners, GOA, FPC, NRA, any of you people, man, that have the actual money to do that stuff, fucking do it. Start filing lawsuits against the city of Columbus at this point, dude, over this BS gun control. Because it's completely unconstitutional, and this judge that fucking said it was and stuff like that, and made injunctions to destroy our home rule, essentially is what it is, needs to be disbarred over this shit, dude. Ginther they need to be in jail as well, along with Andrew Ginther and company, dude. Enough is enough of it, honestly. So, anyway, that's where I'm at for today. For those interested, yeah, I'm still fighting something off right now. I got a little bit of junk in my nose and stuff like that, and my throat's still kind of a little bit scratchy here and there, but not much anymore. But yeah, it's definitely it's a process. It's definitely been healing for the last few days, and I'm hoping here in the next week or so it'll actually be back to 100% now. I'm feeling a lot better, honestly. It's just coughing here and there, off and on. Not as much today actually, which is interesting. But yeah, just like a lot of like phlegm and stuff like that is what it is. So it sucks. It really does. And yeah, I hate being sick. And it's even worse being sick when you know that all this gun control shit's happening right now. And it's almost impossible to go do anything because it's like, yeah, you're just feeling like crap is what it is. And it's like sort of like a gut punch while you're down kind of thing. It's like, nah, bro, like I just want this crap gone is what it is. And it's ridiculous to have people not doing their jobs and upholding their oaths is what it is, really, honestly. It's disgusting, dude, is what it is. It's sickening to see that we are in a situation right now where we even have to do this lawsuit because people are not respecting the Constitution itself. They're not respecting the oath they swore to uphold when they took office, and instead want to destroy the Constitution as much as possible and want to take our gun rights away from us, want to take our God-given ability away from us to protect ourselves from their tyranny because they're tyrants. And that's what it is, dude. You give any of these people an inch, you're going to take a mile. I mean, hell, look, go back to fucking Parkland, 4 years ago with that fucking stupid little cunt Delaney Tarr. She even said on the stage that day, she said, "You give us an inch, that bump stock ban, we're going to take a mile." And that's exactly when we should have been like, "Fuck you, child," and shoved her ass to the ground at that point, honestly. And been like, "Nah, bitch, fuck off, gun control." So, anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at that point, man. Like these commie ass kids are some of the worst problems right now, honestly, dude. Because it's those little shitheads like Maxwell Frost are getting in office now too, as well, in Congress here in the next 30 days or so is what it is, and that's just a scary situation right there, man. Because you want to talk about future dictators, future Hitler, Stalin, Mao types and stuff like that would create a fucking communist regime and shit. Yeah, there you go, man. It'd be David Hogg's little buddy is what it is. So anyway, I got somebody calling. I'll probably have to take this, so I'm going to call this one for the night, I think. We pretty much cover what we're going to cover right now anyway. Like I said, I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from the AG's office, probably sometime tomorrow, hopefully, and or maybe Friday or something, depending how long it takes them to get back to me for that inquiry and stuff like that. And if they're like, "Oh no, we don't do that kind of thing," or whatever, with like lawyers and stuff or whatever, and or if it's like, okay, we've already done that ourselves because Yost has filed this appeal and stuff like that is what it is. Like, it's whatever at that point. And then if nothing else, like, I'll try to do something then. I really wish I just knew a fucking constitutionalist lawyer that would just take my fucking case pro bono, dude, is what it is. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now. And unfortunately, like I said, with being the grassroots upstart that I am right now in the last 6 months or so, I don't have financial means, is what it is, dude. I've not hit the lottery. I haven't done anything like that. So, all right. So I do need to take this call right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this one right now. I will talk to you guys later and see you in the next one.